What's up everybody, Furin here, and we are back at it again today with another Siege video. Today we pulled Fury and Mother's Wish, who are currently rank 10 and rank 16 respectively. We're taking a quick look through their defenses, see a fair amount of Odin, the usual kinkies in the 4-star towers, and a little bit of some interesting new 4-star defense on the Fury side. We're going to go into this Momo, Theo, Molly first. We're taking in a Woosa Rakan. I think this team is pretty safe. Similar to other stuff at Rakan, there's no major strip here. And we actually put Woosa onto Destroy, just in case we get down to a situation with the Molly. We're going to ventilate the Rika just because we get incredibly lucky with all of these stun procs. We actually stunned the Molly twice here, which is pretty insane, and then asleep into the Theo. So a little bit of extra RNG going our way. You'll notice that we actually ran full off will. I didn't expect any of these units to be like a potential Swift Trap like Sager or Savannah, and would rather kind of just get extra stats and throw in a Destroy set for this. So we reset the Theo at the beginning and then the Molly just now, so that if the Molly procs out, it can't cleanse. And because we reset the Theo, we're not going to have to go through the Endure buff. Not super crazy important to reset the Theo, but just makes this end up going a little bit faster. And there we go, a little bit of nice despair stunts make this an incredibly quick Rika. Next, we're going to hit into this Molong Woosa Sav. We're taking a double ignore team with Odin and Covenant. I actually decided to rebuild these units onto higher crit rate and just take the attack lead. I think Odin's lead is a little bit more efficient to build towards, but these make these sets usable without the Odin and other comps. So we're just taking the boost into Covenant, one-shotting the Woosa, then we're going to dismount the Savannah, and from this point, we're pretty safe. I think against like, some uber try-hard, I would make sure that we ran will on these units because a Swift Sav could pretty much ruin your day. But yeah, no Swift Sav, we're able to pretty easily clean this up and get another win in the books. Next, we have this Seara Ken Nana, and we're deciding to just send in our Leo Helena comp. This time we're taking a Lulu just to bring some extra immunity and tank the Seara. We built all these units for the Leo build. I'm actually pretty surprised that Seara did a lot of damage there. And we also built to max res on not all these units, but the Leo and the Lulu. Because we have, even though we have a Nana, they didn't take the Nana lead, they took the Seara lead. So pretty confident that we should be able to get some resists, although we took the bomb to the face from the Seara and the strip from the Ken. That Ken got like 6 turns in a row and still wasn't enough to really dent our full tank Leo. And then Helena is going to be able to kind of cycle through this and do a lot here. I'm always like a little scared taking Helena into these Nana comps, so you might just want to check out which sets they're on. It's not too uncommon for the Nana to be on Despair Revenge, and you can do the AoE and then get Despair stunned into the human form, which can cause a loss in this. So useful to just make sure you wait for the Nana to proc or to see that it is on will before you go full ham on the Helena. We're gonna hit this Seara Orion Rakan with our Bulwark Amelia Windy. This is a little bit of a premium comp with 2 nat 5s, and we've been seeing a lot of this Rakan variant of the Seara Orion. I think this is actually kind of weak. You have the immunity, which makes it harder to bomb, but I've still seen people use the typical Fran, Triana, Malaka into this. You just kill the Rakan at the end with the additional damage. But the thing is that you lack any sort of sustain that came from the Perna. And Rakan, I think, is pretty easy to windy funnel like this. And the thing that made the Seara Orion Perna a little annoying to take this comp into was the fact that Perna procs can actually make finishing off the Seara kind of annoying, because even though your Bulwark may take it down to 1 HP, if the Perna moves in between your next unit and the Bulwark, then it gets healed up and it's really hard. There's not like a ton of damage to finish off like a 5k health Seara here, but we're able to take the Seara down to 1 HP. This Bulwark is getting tons of stacks from both the Windy and the Rakan and the Amelia. And you know, we're just going to be able to sustain ourselves and churn through all these units pretty quickly. I think for this, we ran just a full tank Windy, minus fire, a little bit of additionals, but preferring the defensive stats, and not even really worrying about a certain sets in the Windy. We don't need destroy here. We're just looking for it to not die to the Rakan. Again, not that likely, but it should be able to tank for quite some time here in order to give you enough time to get those stacks and get those kills in. We're going to hit this LD comp with the Galleon, Lora, and Kaki, and we're going to take in a little bit of fun comp here. We have the Nana, Ainu, and Narsha. The Lora big brain AI, just skill 2, hits all the stuns on all my units, but luckily everything comes back or doesn't die, so it only managed to finish off that Ainu and didn't kill the Narsha or the Nana, so I still have a stack here. We're able to strip the Endure buff, but not quite get the kill on the Kaki. Our Ainu is going to come back one more time, and we're going to be able to finish off this Kaki, and at this point, we're going to be able to kind of chain our stacks together to be able to finish off the rest of these units. I think super fun comp. I think these like reviver things into these full YOLO no sustain comps are good. I don't know if this is the best variant of it, as you saw there. Like potentially having all these units on will would make it really safe here, but there's still a chance that it's a violent Lora who goes before your team still and then just does the same thing that she did to me, but strips first and into the stun. But again, not that likely. It's not 100% activation rate, and you have to hit both ac-res checks. We're going to go ahead and hit another Rakan comp here. This time it's Molong, Woosa Rakan, but we're taking in the same Bulwark, Amelia, Windy. Again, the idea here is that we're going to funnel most of the damage into the Windy, and we have minus water on both of our water units to tank the Molong. I think I misplayed a little bit here. The Woosa derped and didn't use the shield, and so I thought about maybe trying to just snipe the Woosa and maybe land a lucky freeze and kill it out. I think the ideal thing to happen here is that the Molong sends the S3 right away, and then Bulwark can just suck him down and kill him almost off the bat, especially if you're going second. But yeah, both the units didn't do kind of what I expected, and I decided to switch focus back to the Molong here because he's kind of the main kill threat here. I don't think my Windy is ever going to die to this Rakan, but Molong with some procs could potentially get a kill off on one of my water units, especially the human form Amelia. So by doing some damage to him, not only do we reduce or do we work on the kill target first, but we also make it so that it's less likely for him to do as much damage, because if he's not full HP, his S3 is not going to do as much damage. But there we go. He uses the S3, gets himself pretty low, and we're able to finish it off with the Windy. And at this point, we just have two units that aren't doing much damage to us, but giving our Bulwark basically infinite stacks. And we'll finish off the Woosa and then the Rakan here for our next win. We're going to finally hit a 4-star defense with just a Mirror Illusion. We see this Triana, Fei, and Birman. Something kind of interesting is that Triana will save a unit that's on its left on the turn that it gets killed. But when Triana is all the way to the left in defense, as long as you kill the Triana with the same card that killed a different unit, it won't save it like it does, like if you see in a more typical MST or Triana comp. So there we go. We don't quite kill everything. The Birman actually lives, and I think, was this on Vampire or something? It looked like it got a little health back there, but we're still able to clean that up easily and get our 7th win in a row. And that's actually the end of my attacks. We decided to do a win cap this siege because we were pretty far ahead, so we only did 7 attacks per units, but we got some fun defense wins to make up the difference in contribution. All right, and so we just barely didn't finish siege before the armistice, but here's what the map looks like going into the second half. We'll win about a couple hours into siege part 2 today. Like I mentioned earlier, we ended up doing a 7 attack cap on all members to make the siege a little bit easier for people to manage and not completely blue map. But yeah, so I think we'll end up taking first, and then it's going to be pretty close to finish this off between Fury and Mother's Wish, so it'll be interesting to see that. Anyways, thanks everyone for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.